Well, hello everyone. Welcome. It is Saturday night, October 15th, and we are having a very short and sweet webinar on how to do ice breaking. Ice breaking is a wonderful way to use your English, and we're going to be talking about ice breaking when you're traveling. Now, there's still a minute or two to go before we hit 9 p.m. So I'll just kind of say hello as people come along. I'll be checking the chat so that I can respond to you. And then also Yoshiko will be on the chat too, and she'll be able to respond to you. Well, Yuko, I am pretty good, and I've had a busy day. I was teaching at an executive management program tonight, but I was told that I was famous, that I was very famous, like Lady Gaga. I'll tell you what, I died and went to heaven. I don't know in my life if I will ever be told that I'm like Lady Gaga again, but holy moly, what a great icebreaker for me. If I ever meet Lady Gaga, I have a great icebreaker for us. So thank you for asking. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. So we're just at about a minute until we get started. Now, some people enjoy chatting, some people don't, so don't feel any pressure like you need to be in the chat room. It's fine to just listen. And again, our topic tonight is on ice breaking. So we still have just hit 9 p.m. All right, super. So the reason that I chose ice breaking for travel, is because now it's October. We've got November, December, and then January. And January and December are big times for people to be traveling. And I thought it would be a good idea to get you excited about your travels. If you're going overseas, or if you are traveling right here in Japan. That is very exciting because we have so many tourists who are coming to this country, and they are enjoying traveling here. They are enjoying the culture, they're enjoying the food. Honestly, I cannot tell you the number of people who talk to me or ask me questions. In fact, yesterday at a Starbucks in Shibuya, I was asked by a Vietnamese girl if I could help her find a medicine or a supplement. Now, this supplement is made by a company in California, but it has kanji on it, and it looks like it's Japanese. So her friend, who is in Vietnam, has cancer and is taking this supplement for her hair. Now, I was able to talk to her about this and point her in the direction of some pharmacies. So that's happening quite a bit here. And every prefecture in Japan is attracting tourists. So I feel there will be more and more opportunities for you to be ice breaking with tourists, or if you are a tourist overseas, to be ice breaking in the countries that you're traveling in. So it's a very, very exciting thing. Well, hello, Judy and everyone. Yes, nice to see you again, too. I hope you had a great day. We're just getting started talking about ice breaking. So I think if you think about ahead of time how you can break the ice with people, that is a great way for you to improve upon your English. It's a great way for you to be able to practice and prepare. Preparation is important for everything that we do. Preparation is important to give you confidence and to give you motivation. So if you start thinking about where you're going, if you go to Kyoto or Nara or Osaka, Kyushu, Hokkaido, and start thinking about what is in those places, or start thinking about Japanese culture and what you want to tell people, what you would like to explain to people about Japanese culture. I think everyone feels scared, shy, and kind of nervous about speaking English. But if you've prepared, if you've thought about, how do I break the ice with someone? And the best way to break the ice with people is through common ground. Common ground. There is so much common ground that we have with people around the world, and they're basic focus topics. I mean, breakfast can be common ground with people. Art, fashion. Of course, breakfast is food. Sports, health, clothing, weather. You can go on and find common ground with people. Now, there is one worksheet, but that worksheet is in Japanese and it's in English. So whichever language you feel comfortable in, please use that worksheet for yourself. So as I have mentioned, common ground is one of the important ways, one of the big ways and comfortable ways for you to make contact with people. Whether it's in your own country, Japanese to Japanese or American to American, that is one of the ways to establish a connection with someone, is to find common ground. And when you're traveling, there's so much that you can think of in terms of how to ice break. So if you look at your handout, I have got, let's see, I'm going to screen share with you so that you can take a look at this. We can look at it together. And I will start my screen share. Bye! There we go. So food is a common ground. In Japan, an icebreaker. Now, when I have where Japan, what I mean by this is that if you were here in your country, and if someone, let me see if I've got this here. Right. Sorry. Somehow when I made the PDF, they disappeared. I don't know why. Let me just take a look at the ones here. Fabulous. And you can kind of see where the PDFs are. Here we go. Worksheets. Okay, it's the same. Great. So if you're in Japan and you meet a tourist, and perhaps you're at a cake shop, or you're outside a cake shop, or in a department store. There are so many travelers in the department stores. The Japanese department stores are quite interesting in terms of having food and lots of delicious things there. So an icebreaker would be, I love eating. Cake is very popular here. You should check out the cake shops. This breaks the ice. Common ground about desserts. Common ground about what's in Japan. And it's a recommendation or a suggestion about where they can go or what they can do. And it's friendly. you're looking at the cakes, or you're looking at the cookies, or maybe someone's eating something on the street. And you're standing there waiting to cross the street and you meet eyes. When you catch someone's eyes, that's a great opportunity to smile and break the ice. Oh, that looks delicious. I love eating. Cake is very popular here. You should check out the cake shops. It's just an idea, but I want you to get the idea that there are many ways to break the ice with people. Now, if you're breaking the ice about food and you're overseas, you would say, if you catch someone's eye or if you're in a dessert shop, I love eating. The desserts in your country are wonderful. In Japan, people love to talk over coffee or tea and dessert. So what you're doing is you're still talking about Japan. You're moving in to a conversation topic about Japan with common ground. Now, you may continue. You may be asked questions. Oh, well, in Japan, what kind of desserts? Well, we have two kinds of desserts, Japanese and Western. There's a whole start for your conversation. And if you're in Italy or France, you may bring up, we have famous cake makers from your country with shops in Japan also. The Japanese people love to talk. We really enjoy conversation, which I know is true because I see that when I'm in a coffee shop and when I'm watching Japanese people interact. Nature with Japan. Oh, this is a great time of year to be in Japan. Nature is putting on a good show. Make sure to check out the parks. Again, if you catch someone's eye, it's a beautiful day. It just makes it awesome. Weather. Let me stop screen sharing here. Oh, stop broadcast. I don't do that. Okay. Weather. Weather is a common ground. So another way is perhaps it's typhoon season. Now, we just got finished with typhoon season. You might catch someone's eye, and maybe it's been raining, and you would say, oh, this is typhoon season. Please make sure you have your umbrella because you never know. Or maybe it's typhoon season, and it's a sunny day. And you catch someone's eye, they're looking around, and you say, oh, this is typhoon season in Japan. You're lucky. It's a beautiful day. Tomorrow, take your umbrella. It's friendly, and it's talking about Japan, typhoon season. Many people may not know that it is typhoon season. And if you're overseas, during typhoon season in Japan, you have an icebreaker. Perhaps you're outside, it's a beautiful day, you catch someone's eye, and you smile and say, oh, it's typhoon season in Japan. We're getting a lot of rain. It's beautiful here. I feel lucky. It's a great way to break the ice. So those are some examples of how food, weather, or nature can help you break the ice. It's like a puzzle. When you're walking around or when you're sitting down and you sit down to study conversation, you want to be able to think up what you're going to say. It's wonderful to practice from books. It's great to listen to programs and memorize sentences. But actually having your opinion And studying what you want to say about a topic is very, very important. And if you focus on answer plus plus, giving your basic comment and then 2 extra pieces of information, you give a more welcoming impression and a welcoming gesture for someone to connect with you. One sentence, "Oh, it's a beautiful day." They might think, "Oh, well, is she talking to me or should I answer back?" But if you have a couple of sentences, "Oh, it's a beautiful day. Your country is fabulous. We have beautiful days like this in Japan too. We're very lucky." Bringing in Japan so that you can start talking about why you like Japan or what you want to share with that person about Japan. What I'd like to do right now is screen share again with you some ways that you can look into different places and countries and get some ideas. Now, what I did was I looked at images. It's a Google search, and I put in Italian culture, images. And going through here, you might find, oh, the canals. If you're in Japan and you find out someone is from Italy, oh, you have your Venice. Osaka is sometimes called the Venice of Japan. We love the water, we love the canals, but the canal boats in Italy are so wonderful. You might talk about coffee. Oh, and you can do this overseas or here. But getting pictures gives you an idea of where to find common ground. Pizza. Oh, in Japan, we have a type of pizza that's not a pizza, but we think it's a type of pizza called okonomiyaki. There are so many ways when you're looking at, photographs. Oh, here in Japan, your ham has become very popular, as well as olives. In Japan, many people are eating Italian food. And if you're overseas, so going through these pictures, soccer. Oh, in Japan, we are big soccer followers. I'm a fan of Kobe Vessel, but I know the Italian teams are very good. Finding ways to connect with people here or while you're traveling. You can do this with Korean culture. Oh, Korean food is very popular in Japan. I often go to Korean restaurants. My favorite is the chichimi. You can say something like that here in Japan or overseas. But before you go on a trip, just checking out, Google Images will give you an interesting idea and perspective of what there is in their country. Find ways that you have common ground. K-pop, the Korean dramas. That's very funny. That's awesome. So many different ways that you can find to connect with people and find icebreakers, common ground to speak with people. Again, Chinese culture, looking at lucky dragons, the Chinese zodiac. So many ways to get ideas. The panda movies, very cute. Although I think that's American culture mixed with Chinese culture. But why not bring in all cultures? So it's just a way for you to, before, and if you're going to meet people, perhaps you're going to a Korean festival or an American festival, it's a way for you to find some icebreakers so that you'll have something to say to people, because there is so much, Oh, I've seen pictures of Americans with makeup and funny hair and blowing horns at football games and baseball games. We do that too here in Japan with our baseball teams. People get very excited and dress up. All kinds of ways for you to find common ground. Oh my goodness, the Disney princesses are very popular with little children in Japan. Well, actually, I suppose they're popular with many people in Japan. Just finding common ground. Here it is. It's the Scottish bull. I believe there are in Shikoku, the bulls there. Finding all kinds of ways, traditional dance, traditional clothing, making comments about that. So I'm wondering, what are some of your ideas? Do you have any ideas about icebreakers that you could do? I mean, look at this person. It's almost big as a sumo wrestler. That's finding some common ground there. The size of the athletes, the size of the sports and the competition, the food, the delicious food. Food is always a great, great icebreaker. But again, there's so much that you can find here. And also, getting a taste for your own culture, the images, the ideas, what might fascinate people about Japan. Oh, there's Diane. I know her. She's very nice. She's very talented. That's interesting. I don't know that. But cosplay, the whole world is enjoying cosplay. And when Abe dressed as Mario for the Rio Olympics, the whole world went crazy. So you never know what somebody knows about Japan, but just finding different ice-breaking topics. So here I have some space, common ground, could be art, food. You might do food, you might do nature, you might do weather. It's the where, would you be in Japan or overseas? So you stretch your brain both ways because it could be a little different. Here, cake is very popular here if you're in Japan, or if you're overseas, the desserts in your country are wonderful. So there's a small difference in how you would affect breaking the ice here in Japan and how you would break the ice if you were overseas. So I'm wondering if you have any examples or any ideas for how you could break the ice with what you're doing. And if you can put those answers or ideas into the chat box. Now you might think, well, okay, I break the ice, but then what do I do? Well, for your conversation practice, what I recommend you do is that you do an online timer. Let me bring it up. That you do an online timer and you start your timer for 30 seconds or so. And if you're going to talk about desserts in Japan, you just hit your timer for 30 seconds and start speaking. Let me just show you. There we go. So, for example, if you were to talk about the food, I have this here. I love eating. Cake is very popular here. You should check out the cake shops. what you would do is do your answer plus plus first, and then get your countdown timer for 30 seconds and just start talking. Remember, this is your preparation, so no one knows if you're making a mistake. No one knows if you're saying something correctly or incorrectly. This 30-second speaking is your practice. You can do it with somebody in the room if you want to, but you can do it privately. You can do it in your head. You can do it on the train, in a coffee shop, waiting in a doctor's office. So you take a topic, like let's say, for example, we say weather and typhoon. And I decide that's going to be my practice. I'm going to set my timer for 30 seconds, and I'm going to start. And my situation is that I'm overseas, and it's typhoon season. Say, for example, I'm in Paris. So I'm going to start. Oh my, I am so lucky. It's typhoon season in Japan, and I don't need an umbrella today, and the weather is beautiful. I'm going back to typhoon season. It's sometimes really difficult because a storm will come, but you don't know exactly when it's going to hit. So work is not canceled unless, okay, 30 seconds was just up. Let me share screen with you. Did I share the screen? There we go. There. So let me show you without having this. And the topic will be, we're in Japan, and I start with this. Now remember, this is your speaking practice. This is to build your speaking muscle. So you start with your icebreaker. You may think, Katie, I mean, if I start my icebreaker and then speak for 30 seconds, is that okay? Well, this practice is just to get you speaking. Now, you may give the icebreaker, and the person may ask you a question or make a comment back. But you want to be able to give much information. So let me go for 30 seconds. And this one is, I love eating cake. Cake is very popular here. And then I'll keep talking. So here we go. And start. Oh, I love eating. Cake is very popular here. You should check out the cake shops. I am amazed at all of the different kinds of cakes and the detail and the deliciousness. If you ever have a chance, come back at Christmas, because the cakes here in Japan at Christmas are amazing. Okay, there. And that's just an idea. You may go off in a different direction, but what you're doing is you're practicing how to speak, and how to speak for a longer period of time so that you can interact with people. Because English, a lot of English, is almost like making a mini speech. So that's why I'm encouraging you to think about how you can break the ice with people, and especially because there is so much tourism, an increase in tourism, so many tourists here in Japan now, and the love of travel. So you may travel in Japan, you may travel outside of Japan, and the opportunities to speak with English speakers are vast. They're huge. They're increased incredibly. So I would highly encourage you to think about how to break the ice. Have a strategy. Have a plan. At least have a basic idea so that if someone breaks the ice with you, you know, aha, they're breaking the ice with me. Okay, answer plus plus. I'll respond back. And you can figure out, do you want to respond to them and include something about Japan, where you're from? Or just have a response about what they talked about? But at least what I've done today, or tonight rather, is I've wanted to get you thinking about ice breaking and about getting your confidence to, when the opportunity comes, being able to break the ice with someone and have a nice, enjoyable connection. Now, it doesn't mean that you will stay on the street or stay in a restaurant talking with someone for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, although you never know, it could happen. The person that I spoke with yesterday, the Vietnamese woman who was wondering about pharmacies, we talked for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I took her outside to show her where she could possibly find a pharmacy and ask questions for the product that she was looking for. More and more, travelers are going all over, and they want to interact with Japanese people. I think there are the interest and the joy that people feel when they are traveling here in Japan is really exciting. And it seems like many people are getting the opportunity to use their English. So it may be frustrating for you sometimes, like, oh, I never have the chance to speak English. But I know when that chance comes, there's a bit of panic and, I don't know what to say. Well, if you fill out this worksheet, or if you start thinking about breaking the ice, how to break the ice, how to break the ice, when that opportunity comes, you'll feel relaxed and comfortable and confident in breaking the ice. And also doing some 30-second speaking practice on topics. So again, what you can do is, and I will share my screen. Here we go. You get your timer, set it for 30 seconds, and go to some of these sites. Go to some of these sites, talk about sushi for 30 seconds. Talk about Children's Day for 30 seconds. Talk about geisha for 30 seconds, sumo for 30 seconds. Doing this is going to build your conversation muscle. Here's Italy. Find something you can talk about. Talk about Italian food. Talk about scooters. Talk about pizza. Talk about soccer. Talk about old buildings. Talk about fashion. 30 seconds on these sites. Talk about beer. It's going to build your ability to speak English. Very simple steps that you can take to improve your response or your commenting skills in English. I get excited by it. I think it's awesome. Okay, stop the screen share. All right, very good. All right, well, that is our 30 minutes. So let me just go through with you again. We looked at how to prepare for English conversation by how to do ice breaking, and how simple and how easy it is to find common ground. Common ground is that bridge that will help you connect with people. And conversation and communication is all about connecting with people, enjoying sharing stories. So the more you practice and the more you prepare, the less you'll think about yourself. Oh, I'm not doing well. I'm me. Your practice and your preparation will get you excited to connect. Oh, I want to talk about pizza. Oh, I want to talk about sumo. I want to talk about the weather with someone. I want to ice break. So, all right, let me check if there are any comments by people that I am missing. Let me go to my page. Here we go. But that's not it. All right, very good. Let's see. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I am looking for it. I wonder if I clicked off of it. Oh, the other thing I could tell you about is Scotland. January 3rd to January 9th. Please join me for a very small group tour where I'm going to boost up your English conversation skill, and we're going to tour around Edinburgh. I went to Edinburgh in January of this year by myself. Loved it. It was very, very easy to travel around. People were friendly. I could understand everyone very clearly. If there was something I didn't understand, I asked and it was kindly repeated to me. So think about it. The information is here on this page. It promises to be a very, very good time. I have fun traveling with people and connecting with people, and we've got a lot of great sights to see. There's a pronunciation workshop. There's an afternoon tea and chatting workshop, and there's an Answer Plus workshop with me, and we'll be going around Edinburgh together. So we will be speaking English quite a bit, and Japanese is okay. My assistant will be on the tour with us. So, and of course, you are welcome to speak Japanese whenever you want to. But the whole flavor and idea of the trip is enjoying English and Edinburgh together, traveling and having fun. We'll be listening to music and eating good food. So I hope you can join me on the tour. I am so excited. I'm really looking forward to it. All right. So again, I need to find this. I need to find the page. There we go. That's not it. If you have any questions, please feel free to write your questions in the box, and myself or Yoshiko will be able to answer those questions for you. We're happy to answer any question. Also, if there's anything about tonight's webinar that you're not sure about, you can for sure shoot me an email. Email me at conversationkatie@gmail.com. And I am happy to answer your questions. And if you would like your question answered in Japanese, you can certainly ask the question in Japanese. And my assistant will be able to answer that for you. And she is here on the webinar. Let me see. This is one of 3. I'm getting the page up. Just one moment. I love technology. Isn't technology amazing, though? It's really amazing. Let's see here. Okay. Let me do a screen share. I don't seem to be able to get to that page. I don't know why not. Yeah, so again, you've been studying English for a long time, and you're really looking forward to using your English in a way that is not so stressful for you. And I think, yeah, being able to ice break is a very important skill. And let's see if we can get to this page here. Good. Okay, let's see if we've got any comments. Okay. Oh my goodness, wow. Yeah. Judy writes that she imagines her husband's situation. He's in Vietnam on business to visit a branch office. Yes. Yeah, it's really, that's a great way is to look at Google Images and find out about people ahead of time so that you can break the ice. I'm sure your husband is very, very busy, Judy. My goodness, I hope he has a great, great trip. Well, I want to thank you. Thank you all for being here. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. And I hope that you have great conversations. I hope that you're able to connect with people and that you use your English in communication rather than just studying, but that you actually do get to break the ice with people. Well, thank you again for being here. Have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to the next webinar. We have part 2 coming up in 2 weeks. So take care and have a good one. Bye.